Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris Mooneyham, and welcome to this week's edition of the Positive Athlete Georgia Spotlight of the Week. Positive Athlete Georgia is a movement to promote positive service and positive behavior by student athletes across the state of Georgia. The athletes and coaches, not always state championship level products, not always all-state players, not always state championship coaches, or sometimes some of the players not even starters for their respective teams, but they're leaders inside of their community. Current and former professional athletes are members of Positive Athlete Georgia, and inside of this organization they honor high school athletes and invite them to join based on being nominated by a coach, a school administrator, a teacher, parent, or fan for the Georgia Positive High School Athlete Awards. Last year was a banner year in 2014-15 for Positive Athlete Georgia. The organization received nominations from over 150 high schools who provided right around 2,000 nominations. 150 student athletes were awarded Most Positive inside of their region, and over $10,000 in college scholarship dollars were awarded. Positive Athlete Georgia plans on increasing our number of regions in 2015-16 to create more award recipients and, of course, scholarship dollars to be awarded to young athletes throughout the state of Georgia. 2015-16, our voting for this season actually begins this week, the week of the 14th. In fact, voting begins on September 15th. So no doubt by the time you see the Spotlight of the Week segment this week, voting will have already started. And remember, you can be a fan, you can be a parent, you can be an administrator, a teacher, or a coach to nominate a positive athlete in your area. For further details, make sure you visit georgia.positiveathlete.org. That's georgia.positiveathlete.org. And positive athlete, keep in mind, just one word there in the URL. So, as we build towards 2015-16, we figured before we're actually giving out awards, we want to build up in grand style. And one great way to do that, of course, is to focus on some of the young people that were award winners in 2014-15. Some of the stories that we had, and quite frankly, some of the stories we've had throughout each of the first few years of Positive Athlete have been absolutely astounding. Last year, of course, as we grew, we started to hear even more incredible stories that really, quite frankly, make you shake your head when you hear some of the great accomplishments that these young people have put together. Karin Videlefsky was a great example of that. She's a senior, or was a senior, at the Weber School in North Fulton County. She was a multi-sport athlete, not only an exceptional and talented player, but also a team player. Whether on the volleyball court or the basketball court or as a goalie on the soccer team, she always had an encouraging word for her other teammates and always kept a positive attitude. Karin's also a leader at her school and notably active in the community. She also helped to start the Daffodil Project, one of the great philanthropic organizations that we heard of through Positive Athlete. The Daffodil Project's a worldwide project that empowers Holocaust education. The project aspires to build a living Holocaust memorial by planting 1.5 million daffodils, the flowers, around the world to remember the children who perished during the Holocaust, as well as assisting children who suffer humanitarian crises throughout the world today. She's helped organize and implement the Daffodil Dash, an annual 5K, to help raise funds for this project. She said, and I'm quoting now, "Growing up in a Jewish environment, I was always surrounded by Holocaust education. The Daffodil Project, for us, is a way to use the lessons we learned in the Holocaust toward genocide prevention in other countries such as Rwanda, South Sudan, and Darfur." End quote. Last summer, Karin traveled to a youth village in Rwanda to see firsthand one of the projects that is supported by the Daffodil Project. This past June, she was named the 2014-15 Most Positive Girls Soccer Athlete at the College Football Hall of Fame in downtown Atlanta for our year-end awards. This is an amazing story by a young lady that really typifies what you see inside of Positive Athlete Georgia. Again, you can go to georgia.positiveathlete to nominate a young person in your area. And until next week, I'm Chris Mooneyham for the Positive Athlete Georgia Spotlight of the Week.